So, now that we've set up our animals where we want them to be, I'm going to go through and I'm going to carefully cut out my rough cut to put on my cheetah. So, what I've done is I've resized this. If I want to, I can check the how well this is going to fit by dropping the opacity down. So I can say, okay, there's my cheetah, right? And you can see I can make the opacity somewhere in the middle so I can see if this is going to fit. And the neck matches up with the neck, and the head is in the right head place, and things like that. And we can fine-tune this a little bit later, get rid of parts of the cheetah we don't want, but this is going to work pretty well for us. So when I do this, I'm going to zoom in close, and I mean close. Oops, but not that way. Okay, so close. Okay, so let's say I'm going to start here on the jawline. Now, no crying. This is hard. You have to zoom in close. You have to be careful with it. I'm just going to start out there for lack of a better reason. Now, there's two ways you can do this. Honestly, the easiest is probably to click straight lines. If you have really good mouse control, you can do it by hand, but you'll probably have to touch this up a little bit later. But that's not the end of the earth. But you have to have really good mouse control. Very few people do, unless you play mouse keyboard video games all the time, like I have been doing for the last decade and a half. It's a little bit trickier. So I move along here by clicking straight. If I get to the edge, all I have to do is hold my space bar down, move my mouse. I don't have to click anything. Let go of my space bar and continue. So that's no big deal. And as long as you click relatively close together, it's still going to look like a pretty smooth line. Now if you want to, let me just show you something here, clever trick. I'm going to come back over here. Don't worry about the distortion when I move. And I'm going to switch this over to a layer mask, which is also a totally valid way to do this. And some people are like, wow, this is going to take forever. Yeah, it takes a while. Okay, this is why you get several weeks to work on projects rather than several days. It's going to take some time, and that's okay. Okay, so I've got this area selected. So what I can do is I can come down to this lower left area, this little corner, and I can toggle my layer mask. So remember, everything that is clear is selected, everything that is red is not. I need to come up here, set my colors to black and white, go to a paintbrush. I want a hard-edged paintbrush, and bigger than that. Oops, maybe not. No, smaller than that. There we go. So anything I paint black is not selected. Anything I paint white is. So this is also a valid way to do it. This I think is probably easier for if you don't have any small, like really fine details. This works pretty well. Also with this, by the way, you can click, hold your shift button down, it will do straight lines. But you'll probably have to go through and touch this up a little bit. There's my spacebar move. Okay, because I'm not going to get the teeth with this thing very easily. Honestly, the teeth would be easier to do the other way, using the select tool. So at any time though, I can go back. So if I say, okay, I have this selected, I can come back here, hit this, there's my selection again. I can go back to my lasso. I can go to my tool options, add to the current selection. I'm just going to set it on there, that way I can't miss anything. And I can, for instance, add the teeth I missed, like that, so on. So anyway, so this is how you do it. When you're done, you go ahead and you would copy and paste it. Now I've already done this. So there is, let's see where to go. Finish head, there we go. Okay, so I've already done this. I'm going to deselect, Command-Shift-A. I'm going to zoom out. And I've got this thing ready to go. So as far as your cutouts, that's what you want to do. They have to be careful, they have to be good. Zoom in close, do not work far back. You can see how careful the teeth have been cut out. It takes time, you're just going to have to commit some time to